gotta have some stones, I guarantee it. All right, I guess I'll gotta say it. So we ended up buying the whole farm. We ended up buying the whole almost 600 acres. Yeah, money's nice, but it's dirty green paper, man. It's all it is. I mean, I'd be tickled pink to keep, you know, 350 acres at the end of a dead end for ourselves. I mean, on a cop and a nurse budget, you know, to make that all happen it's not really an easy task. All right, let's chat a little while I'm trimming the pond dam. I am headed over to Missouri Thursday and Friday this week. We're going to do our walkthrough. We're going to meet the owner, Eric. Phil's going to join me because it's kind of a technical home. It's got 2 complete geothermal furnaces in it, but I got a huge announcement. I don't know, I guess, I'm not sure. All right, I guess I'll gotta say it, but so we ended up buying the whole farm. We ended up buying the whole almost 600 acres. So just for quick clarification, we bought the house in 280 first, and then at some point after that we went ahead with the remaining 300 acres that you're going to hear about right now. And the way it went down was kind of crazy. And in previous videos where I said it feels like there was some divine intervention here after the perseverance of getting us through to where we had to be. So the previous owner had some concerns about, all right, if I sell you your 280, if I sell you your 280, that's going to leave me all this other land, and then we got to do easements and all this stuff, which was partially true. We would have granted easement along the driveway since we bought the driveway, you know, with the 280 for the home. So anyways, we're driving around and we're talking about, you know, gosh, we could, you know, I'd love to buy it, but I can't afford it. I'm like, we can't afford it. I said, you know, we'd love to expand a little bit, you know, our 280. I said, but he was asking around $5 grand an acre, between $5 and $5,500 an acre. Now, keep in mind, it's Missouri, and make sure my hydraulic hose ain't leaking. You know, land has shot up much faster there than some places. So anyways, I said the most we could do, like if I cash in an IRA or something, is $4,500 an acre. You know, like I said, land has always paid us back handsomely. Been doing it since the Marine Corps, you know, what was that, 36 years ago already. I bought my first house. So anyways, we're driving around and you know, we're saying, you know, I could cut you a road here, and I got a deal. I'm working out with the owner of Living the Dream. He's got a big John Deere excavator that I said, look, if we can make all this happen, you know, you let me use that big excavator and I'll cut him some roads, you know, and make his other parcels a little more saleable right away, you know, once we get moved there. So anyways, we're driving, and the landowner, he's a real estate developer, you know, I don't know how much land experience, like the hunting land he's got, but he's got a lot of experience. He develops in Kansas City and probably other areas in Missouri. So anyways, he's like, look, it's like, you buy the whole thing at $4,000 an acre, and I'll finance it at 4% interest. He actually offered either 4% for 4 years, 5% for 5 years, or 6% for 6 years. And you know, everyone's jaw dropped in there. There was 4 of us in there. There was me and Josie, and then it was him and Daryl, his realtor. And you know, I'm like, all right, let me just think here. And I'm running through my head like, okay, how much do we got in any accounts, and what opportunities like this we have already cashed in, you know, IRAs and things like that, and it has paid us back well. So meanwhile, I'm like, all right, Daryl, I'm like, figure up what a payment would be, figure up, you know, how much it's going to cost me a month. And anyways, he figured all that up, and it's, you know, at 4% compared to 7%, that's a lot more affordable, especially on a, you know, another $1 million purchase. So anyways, Daryl's like, he's like, hey, look, he's like, if he don't buy it at that terms, he's like, I want it. And the landowner's like, nope. He's like, this opportunity, he's like, this offer is only right here, right now. We're sitting in the buggy in the middle of the woods, these beautiful, beautiful woods. He's like, it's not for you, pointing to Daryl. He goes, and it's not for you, pointing to Josie. And he goes, any other people showings, it's not for them. It's only right now. If I could sell the whole thing right here, right now. And so, you know, we went over the terms, you know, how much we had to put down, and the monthly payment and all of that. And by golly, we took advantage of it. It's an opportunity. So, I mean, we're going to have to sell a bunch of it. We're going to have to work our magic on it. You know, I'm hoping Phil doesn't get a full-time job here before too long. You know, because him and I are going to be hitting it, especially if I could use that big excavator. You know, we're going to cut new roads in there. We are going to do basically everything we do, like we did at Project 291. And we're going to sell off parcels all the way up by the front. So we're going to keep the dead end to ourselves, which is always part of the plan. Man, so anyways, yeah, now we have not only, you know, our 280. I mean, my ultimate goal would be to keep like maybe 400 acres for us. You know, if we could make enough profit on the, you know, whatever we sell, like let's say 200 we got to sell in parcels. We make enough profit to pay off that second load, and then our 280 will turn into, you know, 320, 350, maybe 400. And then down the road, I'll refinance it all into one. I'll get a VA loan since I'm eligible for that, and we'll refinance it all, and you know, we'll start all over again, living the dream, 1 acre at a time. We'll just have, you know, more acreage, bigger home, you know, and then, you know, the remodel's going to get put on hold for now. You know, this house here is going to be listed, and I think it'll sell pretty quick. You know, we're not trying to hit a home run, we're just trying to move it, and we should get a pretty nice paycheck from that with the equity we got in it. Again, we'll pay some down on that other 300 acre purchase and keep some, you know, for reserve, you know, because in case the new parcels don't sell right away. But it's man, it's nice. And I worked out as part of the deal, like the purchase price is $4,000 an acre. So if I sell a lot for $8,000 an acre, the minimum I have to put down back to the loan is $4,000. So we could keep, you know, some operating cash, some emergency cash if we make out just exactly what happened on 291. So it's, yeah, you know, it's a big deal. And yeah, that's it. There's my confession. I'm kind of a land junkie. Can't really help it, but it's just, it is what it is. We love the land. You know, money, yeah, money's nice, but it's dirty green paper, man. It's all it is. I'd rather live as happy as I can every single day. And being able to go cruise through the woods, you know, for Sharon to go exploring in the woods and work on a machine, to me, that's just living the dream right there. I don't want to go to Spain or Europe or none of that BS. I'm happy here at home. If I got, you know, we build our home where people want to go on vacation. So, yeah, it's a big deal. And, you know, like I said, that opportunity, it does not come around very often. You know, not at all, especially in a high interest rate environment, you know, with them printing trillions of dollars right now. So that's what's going on. We're going to start big, you know, go big or go home. I mean, you gotta have some stones, I guarantee it. You know, there's a lot of stress involved sometimes, but like I said, I just look at money as just, you know, dirty green paper that you gotta figure out how to make it work for you. Why do you keep stopping? There we go. So yeah, we're going to be developing a couple 100 acres. So if you're interested in, I mean, this is truly a 10 out of 10 property. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. The only thing it's missing is it could have some more ponds or a bigger pond. That could be changed. You know, you could hire out for a big pond dig. But otherwise, you're at the end of a dead end. You're only 20 minutes from Rolla, Missouri. A really fast-growing town. Beautiful rolling hills up there in the Ozarks, behind a lock gate. You know, and we're going to have some covenants on the property. You know, like no mobile homes. No mobile homes. You know, no cheesy permanent structures. Probably no subdividing it in the future, or no subdividing for X number of years. It's to protect, you know, that's going to be a little community back there in that 600 acres. However many neighbors we're going to have, it's going to be a tight community, and we want to protect, you know, not only our investment, but everyone who invests in there. We want to protect that. So like I said, if you're interested, contact me, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go check this hydraulic line. All right, let's talk a little more here on why I feel like there was some divine intervention. So if you know anything about developing property, you know that, you know, power and water add value to a property, because if somebody wants to build, power is the most important out of anything. Water is secondary, only because you could drill your own well. Yeah, it's an upfront cost, you know, 12, 15, 10,000, but then you have your own permanent water, no more bills. So anyways, and I suspected this, you know, and I did some digging on it. So they got underground power all the way to the house. That is a high voltage line, copper. I confirmed all of this now. So that's a high voltage line. So if we sell a parcel, we can allow them to tie into that and have full, you know, 200 amp service. So you, on a very remote dead end like that, to have power already there, that's a huge cost savings, and we could factor that into the price on the property, because we now own that whole power line. So that's a huge bonus for each parcel, and there's phone line there too. You could probably tap into the phone line. Internet is not a big thing anymore with Starlink. It used to be, but not so much anymore. So to have power already there, to factor that in, is huge. I mean, just huge. And, you know, like I said, these properties, it's beautiful. I mean, it's just a very beautiful setup. So I do feel like there was some divine intervention, and then there's some other opportunities we're working on with the property. You know, we're still working on, you know, possibly with Coyote for, I mean, we have a sponsorship with Coyote now, but, you know, we're trying to get a little different one, let's just say. You know, I'm trying to upgrade our Bobcat to a bigger one. You know, we've supported Bobcat for the excavators for a long time, so we'll see, you know, we'll see if more opportunities come that way. But it's just, like I said, all the pieces just, after the perseverance, everything just like boom, 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 fit into place. And that, you know, that power line was huge, just massive, huge. It's, I can't understate that there's buried power line, and buried no less, which just costs double what overheads cost. For the most part, you know, buried is a lot more expensive than overhead. So, man, that's crazy. It's just how everything fell right into place like that. I mean, yeah, of course, we risk, you know, rates not coming down in a couple years to get a refinance and stuff like that. But you know what? Like I said, I've kept the faith all these times, and we've really, I don't want to say took excessive risks, because we kind of rely on our skills and abilities, but there's market forces that are out of our control, you know, and you got to deal with them, you got to mitigate them. So we'll see. I'm pretty darn excited. It's going to be a fun time, you know, and you know, I'm not really in it to just make a bunch of money. I'm not going to wreck the place. I just want to pay down the loan as fast as possible and keep as much land for ourselves as possible. You know, that's pretty simple. But, you know, we're also realists. We got to do what we got to do, and that includes selling off probably, you know, maybe 200 of the extra 300. I mean, I'd be tickled pink to keep, you know, 350 acres at the end of a dead end for ourselves. I mean, that's, you know, on a cop and a nurse budget, you know, to make that all happen it's not really an easy task. It's taking a lot of grit, a lot of work, a lot of risk. So just more food for thought. I'm excited. Hopefully you'll join us, you know, over there. It's going to be a fun time, I guarantee it. Hope to see you again. Thanks.